And this is, let me just go to my correct screen so I can actually see who's who. All right, so round 3 we have set up as Stephane and Robert. I'll grab their team sheets so we can go over that quickly. So, noting Robert is actually one of our out-of-towners, and we're happy to have him here. We're always happy to have new faces, because we just all want to play and have fun, and more players means more of that. All right, so Stephane is running Odin's Fury and Villainous Pact, as well as Heimdall the All-Seeing, Shriek Sonic Boom, Parademon Strength in Numbers, Blob Appetite for Destruction, Wong Expert of Kamatage. You can tell that he's not someone the Wong is not someone I follow in the comics. Bishop Butterfly Effect, Sasquatch Hulking Beast, and Darkside Force of Entropy. All right, guys, I'm just going to tell everyone to keep going and start, and then we will be back to the lists. Oh, All right, and so you guys know, then we've got Robert's team, which is Magic Missile, Create Food from Water, Chewinga Lesser, Yuanti Lesser, so more unblockable again. Actually surprised how many unblockable Yuantis have come out today. Then Xavier's School, Unique Curriculum, Mr. Miracle, The Show Must Go On, Shriek, Sonic Boom, Agent Venom, Losing Control, Bishop Butterfly Effect, and Hulk Power of Attorney. All right, so let's see what happens. Oop, someone bumped a table. Which, by the way, in the last stream was what happened as well. I was mistaken. It was the table being moved, not the actual cameras. I will be back in just a moment while you guys continue to watch this without my voice. All right, so guys, right now they are just discussing some of the cards that they have on the table so that they can figure out how both sides play before they get started with their round. Currently, Stephane is explaining to Robert how Villainous Pact works, because it is not a card you see quite as often. And now they're going over Odin's Fury, because again, that's a card you actually very rarely see. Or at least in our meta, you very rarely see it. I mean, Villainous Pact you do see a bit, as there are players like myself who will tend to play Villain Control. But it varies, right? As they continue to discuss the different cards so that they both know exactly what they both have. All right, they're about to get started. There's the roll-off to see who goes first. Rob called action, and it came up energy. So now they're just discussing the fact that they're playing on these lovely Canadian flag mats that are relabeled. These actually were created, ironically, by an American. Uh, so what happened was the first year of Dice Masters Canadian Nationals was won by an American, JT. And to commemorate this, another American player made him mats that look just like these, along with the tag for being the Canadian Nationals champion. They then brought these the following year. I believe it was. Oh, name's escaping. I'm sure it'll be come up in the comments or somewhere. Anyways, so he brought this mat with him the following year. I saw it. I just thought it was amazing. So I asked for the image minus the national champ tag so that I could print a couple of these and use them potentially in future streams, just like this we have here today, as I find it really represents that we are here and in Canada. And I mean, all the little sayings are really funny. Just, the attack zone A, welcome to Tim Hortons when you're going to the use pile, the KO is sorry, things like that. It was amusing, and it just gives that flavor of being in Canada. All right, I've just had someone point out to me because I was creating names. So the person who created the image for us was Randy, another one of the our big crew there online. I keep forgetting names, which is always fun, and that's the nature of having a year-and-a-half-year-old at home who's been sick for the last 2 weeks, making me barely sleep. All right, so Rob's got a Mr. Miracle and a Create Fruit from Water, and attacking with the sidekick. They both block. Now they both have that extra die for next round. Oh, looks like a Sasquatch got bought and is about to go in. So for those who are curious, that Sasquatch has Overcrush, which is why it shows up on some teams. There it is, as well as a purchase of a Parademon. Also, for those who aren't familiar with that Parademon, it is the version where every time Swarm triggers, you do damage to your opponent. So that's Stephane's main win con, is trying to use that Parademon and the Super Rare Dark Side to get all the Swarm and do all the burn damage. I'm assuming the Sasquatch was purely backup, and in this case was purchased most likely due to just convenience. All right, Stephane is just taking his time thinking about what best to do here. All right, there's a Heimdall play. Purchase of a Wong. And he's not using that last energy. All right. There's a purchase of Xavier's School. Oh, and there's the purchase of the dark side. I also had the urge to make some comment about from Star Wars because I'm also an active player of Star Wars Destiny. I'm going to try and stop myself from doing that, even though he has a dark side. All right, looks like he missed that Yuanti. Well, that's an Agent Venom for those who aren't familiar, since it is not something we see frequently. So for those curious, he just triggered Boomerang off of Mr. Miracle, but unfortunately missed. Bought a Shriek, fielded a Wong. We're still at the point where both players are just trying to get set up and get ready before they can do anything major to each other. All right, so something I find actually really amusing because it's not seen as often anymore, especially without things like Prof and some of the cheaper swarms. It's just the sheer number of dice right now that are sitting in the syrup pool or reserve pool for Rob here. Rob's just working out some of the interactions that are going to be happening in future. He's now shrieked Dark Side in order to avoid some of those, nasty swarming. And again, for convenience for those watching and reminders, we've got the shrieked character being turned around. Thankfully, Chewinga that Rob just fielded is level 1, and so does not require to attack. There's the activation of Xavier's School. So he's now used that in order, since he's not running any X character dice, he set himself up so that he would draw everything from his bag and then just keep one. As he now remembers his Boomerang trigger. Oh, he hit it, so he's got his action die back for next round in prep. And ends on that. So guys, I do expect this to be one of the somewhat longer matches we'll have on stream, seeing as these are two teams that are not running Super Yuanti. We do have the one common. And again, as I mentioned earlier, I absolutely love how much of the common we're seeing today. The fact that that is the third one you've seen on stream. And again, I just want to mention we are randomizing by randomizing I mean we're taking volunteers for those who are going on stream as far as the Swiss rounds go, so that we can try and get as many different players on stream as possible, so you guys can see the different players, how they play, as well as what teams they're running. There is no intention whatsoever to try and hide how much Super Yuanti is here or not, in case for some reason someone would think we were doing that. I just want to try and get as many different people on stream as possible so you guys can see as much as you can of what's here. You know, just for anyone who wasn't able to make it and wishes they were here, they can see what they would have been interacting with. Right, so it looks like we have an Agent Venom that may be hitting the field. We have a Xavier School again, and that sidekick. And still a sidekick. Alright, so at this point, Rob's getting just a wee bit bigger of a field than Stephane, although it's more of a setup for control than a setup for actually doing much more. Alright, so I just had a question in the chat about getting an overlay for player names. I will see what I can do to do that later on. I do not want to make any modifications to the stream while it is active. For those who are referencing, I can tell you again who's up here. We've got Stephane, who's on the left of the main image, and Rob on the right. And then for the close-up image, it's Stephane at top and Rob at the bottom. And also by the looks of it, the table got pushed again. Here comes a boomerang. Nope. Oh, there's an attack with a call-out to force Sasquatch into blocking. Oh, he's using a global to pump up in order to see if he can get over that Sasquatch. That way he can basically KO both. Alright guys, my voice will be muted for a few minutes while I deal with some judging things, and I'll be back in a bit. Continue to enjoy if you're watching the stream.
Hello? Okay, I'm doing stuff. Okay,
By the way, you can hear the table. The stream cannot.
okay, cool. The stream cannot hear the table, and I can. Hello, everyone. It's Ben Scott here. I am commentating on this match. Okay, so who's playing? Stephane and Rob. Rob is currently going. He just bought a Shriek. Okay. And he's fielded a Shriek and bought... Oh, an Agent Venom, sorry. So the idea here is for Stephane to get Parademons and Darkside out and then just start swarming like crazy. Although he does currently not have any sidekicks in the field, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. He does have Heimdall Global available to him, and could buy another Wong, which also swarms, which might be nice. That Wong is really cool. I really like the fielding costs, and it's just a really solid cheap die.
Okay, because I was going to say, what? Do it in a bit? Yeah, do it in a bit. Okay.
Okay, so went for Odin's Fury. He has a board advantage right now, so a couple of extra pumps from the Odin's Fury attack might be really useful. Especially with the Wong that has fast. I actually played against this team on Thursday night, and Stephane did a really good job with that Sasquatch. I really like the rare Sasquatch, which is just amazing stats for its cost. So Rob, on the other hand, is looking to try and buy Hulk as quickly as possible and get him out, and which he has done. So, you know, great minds think alike, huh? I also really like the include of the Mr. Miracle Super Rare to kind of get going with the actions a bit more. Cycle those magic missiles and cakes, give him a bit of ramp and a bit of damage potential. Yeah, and the global usage makes Stephane spin up the Sasquatch. So that Odin's Fury can come really in handy, giving that pump to the Sasquatch. He also has his sidekick, which is going to be pretty big, and the Parademon. So Rob needs a way. Luckily, Rob has a magic missile, so he can either ping out the Parademon, which is a little bit more expensive, or ping out just a sidekick. Neither team has a lot of removal, so I imagine that Agent Venom will come into play to try and get rid of that Shriek once that comes out. And for Stephane, he needs to get that Shriek out of the field before he can do anything with the blob that's particularly useful. That double combo of the blob rare and the Shriek common is really really pretty strong, but unfortunately they're both weak to the same thing. And there you go, that's what Stephane was kind of doing against me the other day, just smack you in the face. So it's currently, I think 10 currently. The problem that Stephane has is in order to do any damage really, he needs to get past that wall, and that wall is going to all take damage, which means Hulk spins up for every single one. So now Hulk should spin up twice, unless Hulk's being blanked by Shriek. I guess Hulk has been blanked by Shriek. I just got my prize cards. They are so shiny. So okay, so Stephane must have blanked Rob's Hulk. I'm not sure who Rob would have shrieked. Oh yeah, and that's the chat. Hey, okay, people can tell me stuff. Yes, the KO area is called sorry. It's a little bit confusing, but you know. I don't know whether we're sorry for attacking, because that's not allowed under the Yanti meta, or whether we're sorry for KOing your characters. Yeah, it's nice having a bit of theme with the Sasquatch being a Canadian X-Files. X-Files? X-Force? So Rob just deciding which way to field these characters. That's 2 Agent Venoms, that's pretty cool. I need to get a shriek back, this will be interesting. So that is, I'm not even sure what that is. That's the X-Men card, whatever that card's called.
Should be the top two. Should be the top two if you want to see their lists.
Oh, they should be the top two.
No, it's fine.
Oh, there it is. Oh, it's Xavier's School, that's what it's called. No idea what it's called. Well, no idea what
Why I
it
gave you
does.
that.
The tier has obviously thought of everything. And I can't spell Xavier's. Oh yeah. Okay, so draw a die from your bag until you draw an X-Men character die. Okay, cool, it's the refill one. It's a pretty good way to get rid of his dark side ramp, which does hurt Stephane quite a bit. Oh, okay. Oh wow, and both the dark side and the street. Wow, they both top level Agent Venoms, that's pretty strong. That's a really good include by Rob. Stephane trying to sneak in a swarm. He doesn't really have swarm. Ooh, and there's no dark side. That's gonna be could be a pretty big turn. That's kind of the problem with that dark side ramp. It's very dependent on getting that dark side out. So Stephane's just pivoted and bought a Parademon, which gives him some swarm, and hopefully can make up for the fact that the dark side's gone missing. The risk reward for that dark side is really big, really, because you kind of want to keep sidekicks going through your bag, and then if that dark side misses, it's a long way back for that dark side to come through all those sidekicks that you've been keeping out of the field. That Xavier school is very clever. Okay. He basically gets to churn through his entire bag each time. Doing everything and then choosing which one he wants. Very cool. That is a cool action. That's a cool use of that action. And then if he wants that bishop, it gets him in really fast. It's going to be very difficult for Stephane to do anything now. He's just going to attack with those Agent Venoms and ping. Yeah, and that's going to be game, I think. Yep, and now he has 3 characters he has to block. Has to block them. Very confidently done by Rob. That getting rid of that dark side was very good. Okay. So we've got one more round of Swiss here, and then we're going to go to the top cut. I think there's going to be 4 people in the top cut. So yeah, I don't know what happens now, because he just kept the stream going. They finished. Do you want me to we pause the stream?
People and then I'm going to hit stop.
Yeah, go.